There's this one micronutrient, this one vitamin that you're almost certainly deficient of. And I'm going to explain to you 5 health benefits that you're missing out on by not getting your level up where it needs to be. Hey guys, Dr. D here with AlphaOmegaWellness.com. And I want to share with you today the fact that you are almost certainly deficient in vitamin D and 5 health benefits that you're missing out on by staying in your deficient state. So here's the thing. If you're suffering with maybe your mood not being that great and you're just kind of tired and you just don't have the get up and go that you used to have, you just find that you're fatigued, you're having to chug energy drinks all day and your sleep isn't dialed in, it could be that you're simply deficient in vitamin D. Wouldn't that be amazing if this little capsule that you could take once a day really improved all of these symptoms for you? Well, there's a good chance that that's the case, because I'll tell you, in the last couple of years that I've been checking vitamin D levels on patients, I've only had 3 that were above the level of 50, where I felt like, okay, that's a person who doesn't actually need to supplement. Now, in all fairness, I'm taking care of people in Indianapolis, Indiana, so we don't have the latitude working in our favor. And so most of the people in this area are deficient in vitamin D. Now, conventional mainstream medicine will say that a level from 30 to 100 is fine. Well, let me just tell you that it's not fine, okay? Because that's not optimal. 30, maybe you're not gonna die, but you will not be without symptoms. You will not be without consequences to keeping your vitamin D level that low. So here are 5 ways in which your health will likely improve if you get your vitamin D level up to that 60 to 80 range that I think is the sweet spot. The first way is you're gonna have more energy. You see, if we go all the way back to what I had to learn in the first year of medical school of biochemistry, we had to learn about the Krebs cycle, right? And anybody that's been through that, that's like a nightmare. It's kind of a triggering word for us because it was so hard to learn that stuff. But the Krebs cycle is how our body takes glucose or protein or fat and turns it into energy, ATP. Vitamin D is instrumental in that process. And so if your vitamin D level is low, you're not making all the energy that you should. And guess what? That can lead to fatigue. So the first way in which your health can improve with vitamin D supplementation or getting your vitamin D level up to where it needs to be is simply because you'll have more energy. The second way in which an adequate vitamin D level is really important is through immune function. And so we saw this back when COVID hit. In the United States, a lot of us have low vitamin D and a lot of us have insulin resistance, which leads to visceral fat. And so those 2 things in combination, I think, caused the United States to fare poorer than some other countries when it came to the pandemic. So vitamin D is crucial for telling our immune system how to function and making sure that it's functioning at the highest level to protect us from all these invaders. The third way in which vitamin D level in that 60 to 80 range is going to improve your health is it actually decreases your risk of certain cancers. Can you believe that? So vitamin D, through its ability to regulate the body's cellular functions, actually can inhibit growth of cancer cells. In fact, there have been some data that suggests that if your vitamin D level is below 40, you have twice the risk of cancer. Now, I'm not a doom and gloom, sky's falling sort of guy, so it's not like we're going from 4 out of 1,000 to 400 out of 1,000, right? But to go from 4 out of 1,000 getting cancer to 8 out of 1,000 getting cancer, that's a doubling. Something that you could actually reduce your risk simply by taking vitamin D supplementation if you need it. The fourth way in which vitamin D can be helpful to improve your health is vitamin D plays a crucial role in our mood. And so if you've kind of struggled with being in a funk and being dysphoric and kind of maybe some low grade or moderate depression, if your vitamin D level's low, maybe that's not going to fix everything, but it could certainly improve it. Vitamin D is important for how our brain functions. It's important to keep inflammation at bay. It's important, like we already talked about, for energy production. That energy production in the brain can lead to improved mood. The fifth way in which vitamin D can be helpful is it probably reduces your risk of heart disease. And in fact, there's some data that says that if your vitamin D level's below like a level of 34, you have twice the risk of heart attack. So again, I kind of come back to this idea that of all the things that you can do, vitamin D is one of those low-hanging fruits that, like, why would you not take advantage of been able to improve your health through such a simple mechanism. Let me encourage you to get with a physician who's going to not only take a look at your vitamin D level, but who will actually understand the importance of getting it up, not just into the normal range, but into the optimal range, because I want your health and wellness to flourish. I want you to be thriving out there. And these little tweaks along the way, they can make a huge difference in your health. It's not like you're going to be feeling different overnight, but over 3, 4, 6 months, you could really notice a significant difference. Hey, if this has been helpful to you, let me just ask you to click the like button, subscribe to our channel so I can keep bringing you content every week, just teaching you, walking out health and wellness with you. And I just want to remind you, my worldview is I think that there's ultimately only one healer in the world, and that's Jesus. And if you don't have a relationship with him, let me just encourage you to explore that. I'm not going to force it down your throat, but I think that it's worth exploring that spiritual side of yourself. You know, Jesus' brother, James, said in James 1:17 that every good and perfect gift comes from above. And so hopefully this information that I'm bringing you is helpful. Hopefully that's a gift from God for how you can improve your health and wellness, because he loves you more than I do, and he just wants to see you thriving. So until next time, just keep doing good things, and God bless you guys.